friends, but most of all, welcome, class of 2015, we made it. When I first found out that I had the opportunity to speak at graduation today, I knew that some way or another, I wanted to share what Fitchburg State truly stands for and what it means to attend to the #1 state university. There's no better day to be walking across the stage as the class of 2015 and mark just one of the many successful chapters in our lives. As the first member to graduate of my family from college, I share this milestone with many people, and I know many of you who can relate to the same desire to dedicate the degree to those who stood by you, supported you, laughed, and cried during this journey. When I transferred from Massachusetts Bay Community College to Fitchburg State University, little did I know that this was going to be the start of an amazing journey. Being at Fitchburg State, I have learned what it is to be a true Fitchburg Falcon, and it encompasses family. The university has such a strong bond where students can freely walk into the president's office and just to say hello and not feel like an outsider. Teamwork, whether if it's among athletics, academics, clubs, or even asking the students to help shovel during one of the outrageous snowstorms we endured this winter. Involvement. There are more students getting involved on campus than at the gym after winter break. Our students like to be involved, like to have a voice, and they like to share that voice. But most of all, we pride ourselves in success and being nothing but the best. As I look into the audience today, I see a group of strong individuals who will never take no for an answer. Take this moment to realize that all of your hard work has finally paid off. Some of you may continue into graduate school. Others may already have a job lined up, and others still may have no idea what they might do with their journey. Life is a learning experience. We are meant to learn from our mistakes. Just imagine where you would be if there wasn't that one professor who pushed you, or if you didn't pull an all-nighter to cram for that 8 a.m. exam. Or better yet, where would you be without the $5 plates from Fitchburg Jade? Lastly, I would like to leave you all with a quote from Cesar Chavez. There are many reasons for why a man does what he does. To be himself, he must be able to give it his all. If a leader cannot give it his all, he cannot expect his people to give anything. As we leave today, remember what success and giving your all feels like. As you all may know, Fitchburg State is known for academic success. The class of 2015 has created the Class Scholarship. The scholarship consists of $500, which will be given annually to an incoming senior in good academic standing, among other qualifications. With the scholarship fund now established, the class of 2015 hereby and challenges the class of 2016 to donate $500 or more to the class scholarship. Thank you, and congratulations, class of 2015.
Alex, you said it all. Wasn't that a great speech? Thank you very much. Great. Let's give her a round of applause. She's the best. I will tell you that this past week, Alex was recognized as one of 29 outstanding students in the State College, Community College, and University of Mass system. She was honored by the governor, had her picture taken, represented us very well, and she was from the #1 state university. So that was great. Alex, good job. Graduation is a day to celebrate on our campus. We not only celebrate the accomplishments of the class of 2015, but we also recognize a lot of people who have made contributions that made this university what it is. And across this country on commencement days, each and every university and college does the same. So I ask your patience as we go through the ceremony this morning. It's our one time of the year when we can publicly say thank you, we can publicly commend those students who achieved, and thank the people who make this place what it is. Beginning of the alumni who have joined us today, we have representatives from all the alumni classes. Eric Gregoire, past SGA president, was the flag bearer. So would the alumni stand up who represented us today? Let's give them a round of applause. While they're standing, I'd like all the other alumni of Fitchburg State University to stand up if you're in the audience. Take a look around and see how many we have. Let's give them a round of applause. Great job. I'd also like to recognize the other members of the Board of Trustees, in addition to our chair, Martin Connors, Don Irving, who is also a representative to the Board of Higher Education, Michael Mahan, and Tony Mercandante, and our student trustee, Megan Pierce, where they stand to be recognized. We have our vice presidents, Mr. Jay Bry, Mr. Chris Hendry, and Dr. Paul Weiser. Stand up, we'll give you a round of applause. In the front row, we have our deans, Dr. Stan Bolko, Dr. Catherine Canny, Dr. Jane Fisk, Dr. Sean Goodlick, Dr. McCooey, Ms. Pamela McCaffrey, and Dr. Annette Sullivan. I ask them to stand and be recognized also. Seated with the deans are the undergraduate members of the Senior Senate who led the processional today, and I ask them to stand. Joseph George, Nathan Gregoire, who will receive an award today, Stephen Maturana, Jessica Niles, Michael Papanicolo, Nathan Tim, and Alexandra Valdez. Let's give our student leaders a round of applause.
Bob doesn't stay too well to the script, so if I'm not ready when he says I'm ready, I apologize in advance. It is now my great honor to introduce our commencement speaker, Fitchburg State University President Robert V. Antonucci. Dr. Antonucci has led Fitchburg State with honor and distinction since 2003. Counting today's graduates, he has handed out more than 13,500 diplomas from this great institution, a university that he has helped transform. A first-generation college student who went on to complete two degrees at Fitchburg State, President Antonucci began his career in education in 1967 as a teacher and administrator in Lunenburg. After serving as assistant superintendent to the Leominster Public Schools for 6 years, he moved to Falmouth, where for 12 years he held the position of superintendent of schools in Falmouth, serving as the chief executive officer of the town's K-12 system. He appointed the state's Commissioner of Education in 1992. He presided over an era of revolutionary change in public education, from how schools were funded to creating new standards for accountability. Dr. Antonucci was named Fitchburg State's 10th president in 2003. This era in Fitchburg State history will be remembered for unparalleled capital improvement, resulting in peerless facilities for the teaching, learning, and recreation. It has been a period of increased institutional pride and accomplishment, marveled by its tens of thousands of alumni who return to campus with a profound sense of respect and admiration. During his transformative tenure, Fitchburg State became a university. Groundbreaking new academic programs were begun, and the institution's ties to its host city were strengthened. His infectious enthusiasm for the #1 state university has touched us all, and his unbending commitment to student success will stand as his greatest legacy. Please join me in welcoming President Robert V. Antonucci.
Okay, good. Thank you. You just guys want to get exercise, that's all. You've been sitting here too long. You know, in the past 11 commencements, I sort of had control of the environment and was able to dictate what was happening. I guess in my 12th commencement, I lose a little of that control. But I'm very pleased and humbled to be asked to be the commencement speaker. I started a tradition when I came here to have alumni come back and be the commencement speaker. It was a way of showing the current graduating class how successful our alums could be. We stayed away from political people. We stayed away from movie stars. We stayed away from sports stars. We focused on the students who went to Fitchburg State College or Fitchburg State University. So I stand before you today, not as the president of this university, but as an alum who has worked hard, and an alum who is committed to the school both as a student and undergraduate. And I look back at the speeches of the previous alums, and they all start with stories to ground them. What was the school like when they came here? How is it different today? And I'll do a little of that, but I really want to talk to the students today because the students make things happen. That's what it's all about. But I got to tell you a few stories just to break the ice so you know who I am. I come from a family of 4 brothers. My father was born in Italy, came over at the age of 16, left the mountains of Corfino Abruzzi, and came to the United States with his brother. He initially settled in Pennsylvania, then moved on to Leominster, where he worked in the plastic factories. He was very proud of the United States of America, and when he got his citizenship, he said, I believe in this country, and I believe in what this country has to offer, and my children will always go to public schools and public universities. I can remember when our parish church built a school and they wanted me to go there. Definitely not. You're going to be in the public schools. Look what this country has done for me. And then I was born in 1945, unexpectedly. All right? And I say that honestly, and I'll tell you why. My next brother was 13 years older than I was. My next brother was 19 years older than I was. And the next brother was 20 years older than I was. Now, it was during World War II that all this occurred. 2 of my brothers were in World War II. One was in the Army, one was in the Navy. Never knew they were going to have a new brother. Never knew my mother was pregnant, because in the Italian family, you never said sex or pregnant. You were always that way. And so when they came back, here I was, okay, a new brother. Where'd you come from? You know, I was there. I can tell you how it happened, but. And the interesting thing, though, I was born on VJ Day, was Victory Over Japan, and that's the day that World War II ended. So I was born on August 15th, 1945. My mother and father, being so proud of what my brothers were doing serving their country and this country, they decided to give me a middle name that for years I didn't tell people what it was. And my middle name is Victory. So my name is Robert Victory Antonucci, all right? Now imagine being in elementary school and the teacher says, what's your middle name? Victory. Well, that's not a name. You should be Paul James Anthony after the saints, you know. But they felt so proud of that. And that really says a lot about my family. And today I'm very proud of that word, victory, because we have been victorious. We have worked hard, and we got it. And that's the theme of the speech today. We've got it. The second part of the story, however, I was in the hospital on August 15th in Leominster Hospital for, in those days, 7 or 8 days. Little did I know, sharing that nursery with me was my wife. All right, she was born on August 12th, 1945. Had she been born on the 15th, her name was going to be Victoria, all right? But it wasn't. So she was born on the 12th. I'm born on the 15th. I'm trying to get some sleep, and she's rattling my cage. Not even 1 day old, and I saw someone shaking the cage. And I said, just leave me alone. We'll get together at some time. 16 years later, we met up. 16 years later, she went off to parochial schools because unfortunately her father died when her mother was only 42 years of age and left 6 kids, and they had nothing. But she was able to go to a parochial school. I went to Leominster High School, and we met up. And on June 25th this year, we will be celebrating 49 years of marriage. You know. So now you know a little about us. That's it. Have a good day. No. So my theme to you today is very simple. 3 words. Go for it. Very simply, go for it. That was my motto as I began my career in education. My plans were not to come to Fitchburg State University. My plans were to go to the University of Massachusetts in Amherst. I had been accepted at 3 or 4 other schools, but I had to go to a public school. Unfortunately, because of the illness of my family, I ended up at Fitchburg State College in those days. Best thing that ever happened to me. I was able to live in Leominster with my parents. My father died while I was a student here, but I did very well here because of the faculty who took me under their wings and made a difference. Jeanne also went to Fitchburg State, and we went for it, and that's what we did. We didn't step back and say, poor me, can't go to the University of Mass. I went to Fitchburg State at that time, and no one said it was the #1 state college. In fact, my mother and father didn't know where it was, you know. And went on our own. I had to work for those 4 years and did it. When I came here, you either became a nurse or a teacher. That was it. There were no other programs. So I was an elementary major, one of the few males in elementary education. That school over there was the junior high school. The school behind me was the elementary school. Thompson Hall was there. The library wasn't there. Miller Hall was the dorm. Where the library is was another residence hall, and that was it. The newest building on campus is the new science building, which was new in 1965. But I need to tell you, I had a great time here at Fitchburg State College. What I learned from the faculty, what I learned from the administrators was, go for it. You can succeed. You can make a difference. And my message to the graduates today is, you can make that difference. You can make things happen. You can be a teacher, you can be a learner, you can be a listener. You can do whatever you want to do. I've had many opportunities during my career to go up against people who had graduated from Harvard, nothing wrong with Harvard, from Boston University, from Boston College, and I always beat them out because I went for it. And that was very, very important. I respected what they did, but I also had faith in myself as an individual. I believed in myself as I want you to believe in yourself. Don't ever accept advice that says you can't do it, because you can do it. You can go for it. You can do whatever you want to do. Never did I think, when I was sitting where you're sitting today, that I would end up being the president of Fitchburg State University. What an honor for me. If my father and mother could only be here and see that today, how proud they would be, as your mothers and fathers sitting in the audience today are so proud of you. Take what you learned here at Fitchburg University, take it with you forever and forever.